All right, you guys, we got another pro-life updates. Shout out to the Lion Den community. Shout out to A Weapons represent midlife music forever. I'm gonna give a big shout out to Big Ticket. You know, big shout outs to Queen the Report. Shout out to the LDC, Brandon Sport TV. Give a shout out to Wall for TV. And shout out to all the rest of the YouTubers out there, man. Now we gotta get into this video, man. We gotta talk about this, man. Lakers star LeBron James is blast on the news at Diddy's freak off parties. This was post during his game 5, versus the Timberwolves. Now, we're gonna have to dive into this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that like button for me, and share this video. Because we're gonna have to dive into it. As we see, as LeBron James' name is brought up again at Diddy's enterprise. So Sean Diddy Combs' accuser named Beyonce, LeBron James as alleged witnesses in a freak-off event lawsuit. Sean Diddy Combs is facing a new human trafficking lawsuit, which his newest accuser allegedly stars such as Beyonce and LeBron James saw him at one of the music freak-off parties. Sean Diddy Combs is facing a new accusation on human trafficking as he awaits a federal trial in a civil case filed in Florida. April 14, Joseph alleged, according to a court document obtained by E! News, that he was drugged, transported against his will, and sexual assaulted as a victim of a coercive, organized criminal enterprise. Facultated by Combs and others back in 2015, named the celebrities such as Beyonce, Jay-Z, LeBron James as witnesses in this lawsuit. So it says Combs had denied Joseph allegations, and filing the accuser says that in April 2015, he lost his consciousness after feeling a greasy substance resembling Vaseline as he was transported to another residency, where an associate of Combs allegedly told him brought to a freak-off event. Now, LeBron James' name has been brought right back up. Now, when LeBron James says ain't no party like a Diddy's party, and LeBron James is a witness in this Diddy's enterprise. So LeBron was at the party with a bear kit, shower towel, and brown sandals, walking around the hallway. And he told the people that was attended, hey, y'all better do something about this. Now, nothing surprised me, you guys, that why LeBron James' name is brought up as he's a witness in the prosecution case. So now I want to roll this video for you guys, man, because Big Ticket got a lot to say. This lady have a lot to say that you will hear what she have to say. So as you guys come in here, man, please share this video, subscribe to the channel, man, and gotta dive into it. I want to give, before I play the video, I want to give a huge shout out for Big Ticket, man. And bringing up this footage, man. Let's play this footage. Hope you guys enjoy. Please share and please subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Anyways, there was this thing that came up after that called the Met Gala. LeBron James was scheduled to be at the Met Gala. He was positioned to be, I think he was like the vice president or something going on at the Met Gala. Well, LeBron James, the Lakers and the NBA announced that LeBron James had suffered an MCL sprain. I think it was in his knee, which would cause him to miss 3 to 5 weeks. Right? So they were saying that LeBron James is going to be out, but there was video leaked after the game of LeBron James walking out, laughing and hugging, and chilling with some of his family and friends. You know what I'm saying? Amongst other people. Now, why was the Met Gala important? First of all, the Met Gala was important because if you guys don't remember, LeBron James got major criticism from people at the Met Gala who did not want him to be there anymore. In fact, they wanted LeBron James out of the Met Gala at that position. There were people who were, very upset at LeBron James, inclusion or however you should call it in that Met Gala. You understand what I'm saying? And they was protesting him being there because of a situation that came up. Now, if you guys don't know what happened, there was a protest, right? There was a protest by some people um, who did not want LeBron James involved in the Met Gala anymore as at his position after allegations had come out, um, in a lawsuit where they said LeBron James was a witness uh, in a P. Diddy situation in that lawsuit. So if you guys go check the report, you guys will actually see that there was, protest uh, uh, of LeBron James' involvement in the Met Gala, right? And so uh, they did not want him there. Matter of fact, if you guys will go, the New York Post, right, uh, posted an article about this back in October of 2024. They posted an article about this. Now, in that article, they basically talked about how the New York elites were upset with LeBron James over, um, you know, his association or prior association, I should say, with Sean Diddy Combs, right? Now, LeBron James infamously had a video that came out that said, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." In fact, I'm gonna show you guys the actual article so y'all can go read the article yourselves, so you guys can actually source the information I'm giving you. Because I don't just come on here and just give y'all, uh, fake information. I come on here and give y'all the real deal. And I also put up the links. So, it's funny to me sometimes when people come in and say, "Hey, man, took it, man, gapping." I'm like, "Bro, how am I gapping? I'm putting up the actual links, the actual stories. I'm actually giving you guys sources. I'm actually letting you guys know where I'm getting this info from, the paperwork, everything that's out." So I want to put this on the screen right now so you guys can go see this article. It's going to all pan out to show y'all why this coming together in order, right? So really, actually, the Met Gala situation was before LeBron James was named in that, before he was named as a witness in that lawsuit that was amended. And when it was amended, LeBron James' name remained as a witness in that lawsuit, where a guy said he was forced to wear a mask with a. At Spectrum, we know life moves fast. Keep up with the speed, reliability, and security of Spectrum Internet. Celebrate uh, certain thing on the LeBron James, and LeBron James was in a towel bathrobe and had a shaving bag in his hand, walking down the hall and said, "Hey man, y'all need to do something about this." In response to allegedly Gloria Stefan wanting to call the ambulance to help this guy who allegedly was in bad shape, right? So even before that, they wanted LeBron James out, right? You guys can go read that article in the New York Post on October 12th, 2024, as it spoke about this, right? Now, let's go forward. Back to where this game was at. So LeBron James uses this injury situation to where he backed out of the Met Gala, right? So he doesn't do the Met Gala. But this article came out right here on blacksportsonline.com. Now, blacksportsonline.com published this article about LeBron James. And according to the reports, that night that LeBron James was allegedly hurt, that his knee was allegedly hurt so bad, they're reporting that LeBron James, after that Lakers loss, partied till 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, according to these reports, and I'm going to tell y'all why all this is going to fit in just a second. According to the reports, and I'm going to read right from the article right here at blacksportsonline.com, and I will put a link to this article in the comment section below. It says that, let's talk about LeBron James partying it up. Despite the Lakers' tough loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves, after a crushing defeat, you think LeBron James will be hitting the gym or studying game footage. But no, he was out on the town celebrating like a champ. It says now some fans might be upset about this. They want their favorite players to be laser focused on the game 24/7. But they're saying, hey, LeBron James is human too. Sometimes he get loose after a tough loss. Also, let's not forget that athletes like LeBron have crazy schedules and pressures on them all the time. And a little bit of partying might just be what he needs to blow off some steam and come back stronger for the next game. It says after the Los Angeles Lakers season ended in a heartbreaking fashion by the Timberwolves, conclusive of the 4-1 series lead, LeBron James, who turned 40 back in December, was left facing many calls from fans to retire. But if the impending pressure of uncertainty weighing on the NBA legend, he didn't let it show. In fact, his post-game activities were far from somber. James had a surprising reaction to the Lakers' defeat. Instead of holding himself up and wallowing in misery, the basketball icon hit the town. He was spotted partying until 4 a.m. in the morning alongside his agent Rich Paul and friend Corey Gamble, boyfriend of the Kardashian matriarch Kris Jenner. LeBron James and his entourage headed to Wally's Wine Restaurant, a popular bar in the heart of Beverly Hills. The Lakers superstar was captured leaving the venue in the early hours of this morning, still dressed in the same outfit he wore to arrive at Wednesday night's game. James, the all-time NBA leader in point scored, donned a beige Louis Vuitton zippered blouse and monogram with the fashion house's signature logo worth $3,100. He paired the jacket with wide leg and tailored pants in the same color and white sneakers. Surprisingly, LeBron James' wife, Savannah, and eldest son, Bronny, who also plays for the Lakers, were nowhere in sight. The 38-year-old mother of three had been on hand to offer her husband support at the Crypto.com arena. Now, Savannah was captured embracing the pair as they headed to the locker room following their devastating loss. Right? Now, this happened. So, you take that right there. That article came out, but I'm going to put a link to that so y'all can read that. Where people were already speculating that, hey man, I don't believe LeBron James had his injury because the NBA reported that LeBron James had an MCL strain that was going to hold him out for 3 to 5 weeks.
Particular, absolutely right. That injury that LeBron had suffered in the last game that would put him out for 3 to 5 weeks. And if the Lakers had won, they wouldn't have played LeBron for the next game, which would be a game 6 a much pivotal game. So LeBron actually faked his injury. Big shout out to Ticket Man who brought this up, man. LeBron was at a party and having a good time, you know, with Rich Paul. You know, they party all up until 4 a.m. in the morning and got a lot of people buzzing on how LeBron went about faking his injury. Now, you're going to hear what Big Ticket have to say. Now, I'm going to play the clip for a sec for you guys to hear what Big Ticket have to say here. Big shout out for Big Ticket for bringing this up, man. Let's roll this clip.
Well, now, this woman on the right-hand side of your screen named Lauren Conlon was on the news yesterday, last night. She was on News Nation. And on the news, she was speaking with Safia Semi Ali for News Nation. And on the news last night, they were talking about the Sean Diddy Combs case jury duty, which all of these celebrity names were being mentioned on day one. Now, no more celebrity names got mentioned throughout. And I'm going to tell you why I think that is before we get right back to this. I believe that we heard no more celebrity names because I believe that all of those jurors that knew all of those celebrities prior and had thoughts about them were already thrown out. Because they don't have court today. Because tomorrow they're going to get it down to 12 jurors and 6 replacements by Friday. And then the trial starts on Monday. So they took a break today. Because tomorrow, the jury's going down so that the case can start Monday. Because they've already hammered half these people down. So most of the people, they had like hundreds of people. Most of the people have already been thrown out off the top, from my opinion, because of their knowledge and thoughts of certain people that are involved, which would automatically disqualify you, which is why they asked to some people who they kept. Hey, what do you know about this guy? What do you think about that guy? What do you know about this? Boom. Do you know them? Blah, blah, blah. So it was hard to get a lot of people. That's why when you looked at those jury pool people's information, there was a lot of weirdo stuff about these people. People watching Star Wars and all kind of stuff, and people who just honed out and don't even know much about this type of stuff. So now, and again, that goes to tomorrow, and it's been reported already today that by Friday they will have the jury, the 12 jurors and the 6 alternates ready by Friday. But let's get to this.
No one told me I could easily access cash just for being a homeowner. Here's how I got thousands of dollars to pay my child's tuition. It's called Splitero, and here's how it works. First, head to splitero.com and fill out a simple form. You'll get pre-qualified in just a few minutes with absolutely zero impact to your credit score.
So now on the news, they were talking about the jury selection and all that happened last night. And this woman, Mrs. Lauren Collins, went in, decided to go in on LeBron James. And not only did she go in on LeBron James, she questioned his injury that he supposedly had and why he really didn't show up to that Met Gala and things that went on. Now I'm going to play this for you guys and let y'all hear what happened. And she tried to say, hey, this is just my opinion, I'm speculating, but she basically said she don't believe LeBron James. Right there on the news, right on the News Nation. And I'm going to give you a link to that video as well, but let's get right here. Go to News Nation. Let's let you hear it.
Celebrity names have been mentioned with now these 45 are going to be the ones that advance to that final cut from which that last batch.
Let me start this again. Hold on. I want to start it a little bit right there.
Meeting the goal set by Judge Arun Subramaniam early on in the trial. Now, these 45 are going to be the ones that advance to that final cut from which that last batch is going to be picked. Now, in the last couple of days, several celebrity names have been mentioned without much context. We heard about Michael B. Jordan and Kid Cudi, Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, and Mike Myers. And it's not really clear how or why they're involved in the trial. I'm going to bring in Lauren Conlon, podcaster and host of Top Crime TV on YouTube, to talk a little bit more about this. So, Lauren, why do you think we're starting to hear these names during jury selection this week?
You know, it's been really interesting. A lot of these names are seemingly out of context. Many people, many prospective jurors are familiar with a lot of these names. One of the names mentioned that really caught my attention was Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi is important because he dated Cassie, and this was on the DL. He and Cassie were exchanging emails, they were exchanging text messages, and maybe they weren't officially dating, but they definitely had some kind of thing when she was on again, off again from Sean Combs. And allegedly, Sean Combs, Diddy, found out about this relationship, and he allegedly blew up Kid Cudi's car. And this information is actually in Cassie's original 2023 civil suit. So I believe that is why Kid Cudi's name has come up. Who knows if he'll take the stand? Another name was Michael B. Jordan. He is a great actor that many of us are familiar with. And it was alleged in Cassie's lawsuit that she dated an actor in 2015. And many people have speculated that this actor is Michael B. Jordan. Again, we don't know if he's going to be called to the stand, but this is what I think, why I think, these names were mentioned. I believe that these two names in particular have a connection to Cassie Ventura.
Okay.
There's over 190, I'll say, victims in this case. 190 people. You guys, want to say this for a second before I roll the clip again. They brought LeBron James' name right back up in this Diddy's enterprise because they're using this, I guess for LeBron James to, be a witness of Diddy's lawsuit. I mean, I've been telling you guys, man, that LeBron got to clear himself of these allegations that he's being allegedly accusing a man named of Joseph seen LeBron walking through a hallway with a beer kit, a towel wrap around, some brown sandals. Remember, y'all, LeBron saying ain't no party like a Diddy's party. Now, what you mean ain't no party like a Diddy's party? Let's roll this clip.
Mike Myers. I'm racking my brain. Like, why do you think Mike Myers was mentioned?
That was so random. I have been racking my brain as well. So all I could think of was the fact that Diddy and Kanye are kind of close. And in the early 2000s, Mike Myers was on the air with Kanye West. This is the last time I remember these two specifically being on air together without really anyone else in the room. They were doing some kind of charity fundraiser after Hurricane Katrina, and I don't remember if it was a telethon or something, but Kanye West said something very outlandish. Out of nowhere, he just said George Bush hates black people, and Mike Myers gave this look like, what is this guy talking about? So that only connect, like the, third degrees or whatever, 6 degrees of separation I could think of. I mean, I don't know. What are you thinking?
Are you really going to miss this?
We do this training once a year. There's 800,000 to 1 million people who will join us, and it's an opportunity.
So I'm thinking it has something to do with his Austin Powers movies, because I feel like he may have made some sort of a joke about Diddy in his movies, or there was some sort of like reference to it, and so I don't know if maybe he wrote that for the movie, and so maybe that had something to do with it, because Diddy was like huge in the 2000s when these movies came out. So I think maybe it has something to do with that, but you're right. There's no context. We have no idea, and that was, I think, probably the most random name that was in there.
So random. I can imagine Mike Myers are like, he's minding his business, drinking his coffee in the morning, and he's like, wait, me? I thought that was, very Don Richards obviously has a civil lawsuit against Diddy. So, I mean, yeah, a lot of these names we can kind of speculate, but you're right. The Mike Myers was like, whoa.
Are there any other names that you think could come up during this trial, or do you think?
Right there. Right there. Right there. She asked her, are there any other names you think that's going to come up during this trial? Now, I want y'all to listen to what she went in and said. Why in the blue hell did she bring up LeBron Ramon James? And listen to her commentary about LeBron James and what she said. She thinks. I want y'all to listen to this.
Yeah, I see. So, I mean, yeah, a lot of these names we can kind of speculate, but you're right. The Mike Myers was like, whoa.
Are there any other names that you think could come up during this trial, or do you think like this is it? This is the sneak peek we've all been waiting for as to the big celebrity names that, for some reason, could be involved in this trial?
I mean, I definitely think Jennifer Lopez could come up. I know there's been speculation about her being a witness for the prosecution just to testify about, you know, her relationship with him in the early 2000s. She was obviously present for the 1999 Club New York shooting. She could potentially testify, you know, that he tried to bribe the limo driver, tried to give him this ring to say, hey, it's my gun. There's also been talk of LeBron James, I believe.
Yeah.
With Diddy, he's been saying things like, "Oh, there's nothing like a Diddy party."
No, she said there's been talk of LeBron James. Where has that been at? She said this on the news last night. Let me rewind that again. Because I didn't see anybody, not to now, about the list.
This ring to say, "Hey, it's my gun." There's also been talk of LeBron James, I believe.
Yeah.
With Diddy, he's been saying things like, "Oh, there's nothing like a Diddy party." That's been resurfacing. And LeBron James was set to actually co-host the Met Gala as this honorary chair, and he dropped out a few hours prior. And this was the first day of jury selection. Jury selection was underway, I believe, for a few hours, and LeBron James tweeted, "Due to a knee injury, I can't make the Met Gala." And I'm like, that's convenient. Your friend is downtown testifying, and all of a sudden, you can't make it. I'm speculating the two may not be related at all. He does have a knee injury, but it's like, it just was very coincidental, if you ask me, and I don't necessarily believe in coincidences.
I mean,
She said it was too coincidental, and I don't believe in coincidences.
I don't believe in coincidence myself, but a lot of speculation, man. A lot of suspicions. A lot of suspicions going on, and we about to get to the point. There's a lot of people names is listed in Diddy's enterprise, man, and LeBron is one, man. So it's looking suspicious.
And she said something else. She says that she don't even, like, she said, he said he was injured, but, you know, she said something else. And I didn't think about this. I forgot the Met Gala was in New York, too. Now, again, LeBron James was supposed to be at the Met Gala. He already knew this was during the playoffs. He was still supposed to be here. Now, here's the thing. He said he had a knee injury, and I don't know if she knows something that she's not letting off, but it took me back to this article that said LeBron James partied at 4 a.m. that same night. But LeBron James came out and said, "Nah, I ain't gonna go."
You see that? I want y'all to see that. Right after that game 5, LeBron party till 4 a.m. I told y'all, like, how is LeBron partying if he got injured in game 5? Why is LeBron partying at 4 a.m. where he got injured in that game 5? So you can't make this up. So it says LeBron James party all night after first round loss, even through he allegedly had a knee injury.
The Met Gala had a knee injury, not going to permit me to go. But then they said the Little League party till 4 a.m. that same night after the game. And then I went back and said, damn, they was trying to get LeBron James out of the Met Gala. I went back to that article in October and said, damn, hold on. They was protesting. The elites were protesting. They didn't want LeBron James as the co-chair of the Met Gala because of his association with Diddy. Listen to what she said again. Because she said something. She said,
this is what Ivy League universities can get into with a 3.6 GPA. 90% of
this.
The limo driver tried to give him this ring to say, hey, it's my gun. There's also been talk of LeBron James, I believe. Yeah. With Diddy, he's been saying things like, oh, there's nothing like a Diddy party. That's been resurfacing. And LeBron James was set to actually co-host the Met Gala as its honorary chair, and he dropped out a few hours prior. And this was the first day of jury selection. Jury selection was underway, I believe, for a few hours, and LeBron James tweeted, due to a knee injury, I can't make the Met Gala. And I'm like, that's convenient. Your friend is downtown testifying, and all of a sudden, you can't make it. I'm speculating the two may not be related at all. He does have a knee injury, but it's like, it just was very coincidental, if you ask me, and I don't necessarily believe in coincidences.
Whoa. That's crazy. She said, I don't believe in coincidence. She said, it was too coincidental, and I don't believe in coincidences. Here's the thing, you guys. Here's the question I'm going to ask. And I'm not going to put this on LeBron James. I'm not going to say that because I don't know. Who's testifying in this case that we don't know about? Who have the feds called to give testimony that we don't know about? Who have the feds called? They have a list. I told you guys. They have a list of 190 names of these celebrities. Think about this. They had hundreds and hundreds of jurors. They have already got all those jurors down. On Friday, the jury's going to be set. The reports came out today. They even talked about it on the Breakfast Club today. About how they'd already had it set. They got it down, I think, to like 46 right now. 46 jurors. And they got to get it down now to 12 jurors and 6 alternates. But they had a list of those 190 names. And a few names were brought up on those lists. But everybody was saying, yo, why those big names came up in the jury process? You know why? Because the people, in my opinion, who were known the most on those lists, the jurors who knew these people and had formed opinions of them or whatever like that, they were already thrown off the jury, in my opinion. That's what made it so quick. Think about this now. For example, the most famous people would have been the easiest ones to know. So when those people were given the questionnaires, they gave hundreds of questionnaires with all these people's names on those questionnaires, celebrities. So you had to say, hey man, if I know this guy, if I like this guy, I don't like this guy, blah, blah, blah. You had to write this information on those questionnaires before you even went into the court. That helped them dumb down the process by the questionnaires. So then the people that they had on the fence, they brought in and they said, okay, well, you said you know this person, what do you know about him? Based off the questionnaires, because they might have said they might have known about him in crossing, but if you notice, none of the people that was selected or that was kept going, none of them said that oh, I really know this person or I formed an opinion about him. It was all, oh, I just know in passing. You got to peep game and use your mind. So all those big time celebrities, all those other people that was on the jury knew, throw their ass out of there. And then if you look, when they talk to these people, a lot of these people had weird names. They listen to Star Wars, country music, rock and roll, something like that. It was a completely different genre. Everybody thinks that you have to know hip hop stars or Diddy and stuff like that. No, you don't. people that's in the black community. You're focused on your community. But I want y'all to think about this. Think about it like this. Most black folks ain't concerned about Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks had allegations against him. His case didn't get half of the notoriety in the black community that it did in the white community. What do you mean, thinking? The predominantly white channels and white media, they covered that story. It did hundreds of thousands of views. But the black media who did those stories, they didn't do so many views because of what you look at, the dynamic of what you watch. See what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that there could be people that's watching country music. They don't even really know all this hip hop stuff. They don't even care. They ain't even paying attention to it. Even though it's on CNN, it might pass by. I ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? You might see it, whatever, whatever. I don't really know that guy like that. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that's a bad situation. Pass it on. But all these other people in hip hop, like, let me give you an example. How many people in here know everybody in hockey? You don't. You don't pay attention to hockey. You don't know the superstars in hockey right now. But if I ask you about basketball, you'll know. If I ask you about football, you'll know. But if I said, hey man, tell me the most things about this superstars in hockey, you won't know. You know why? That's not your demographic. You don't pay attention to that. And this dude could be a major superstar in hockey, right? I want you to think about that. So that's why I told y'all most of the people who was on those lists, they didn't even get named in the trial. Think about the names that actually lasted, the people that went through. They didn't even say they really knew those people. Go back and watch the transcripts from the court. It was just passing by. Like, oh, I've heard of the name, this, that, and the third, because the judge asked them, hey. So it seems like they threw out all the people who knew extensive stuff about these other celebrities. They threw them out. That's why they were able to skip court today. They didn't even need court today because they're going to have those jurors by Friday. They've already reported it. We reported on the Breakfast Club today as well. And I saw it all over the news. But it shocked me that this woman said that there was people talking about LeBron James. What do you mean? Who? I didn't hear anybody on the news talk about LeBron James. At the courthouse, they were talking about it? Who was saying this? I wish she would have elaborated and asked her, hey, what do you mean you heard? Like, people were talking. Who was talking about this? Who? I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it again. There could have been reasons why LeBron James didn't go. It could have been because they quietly did not want him there, the elites. It could have been because, like he said, he had a knee injury, but then that got debunked because they said he was at the 4 a.m. party. That same night, he got hurt.
Everyone knows you need a lawyer after a car accident. But what if I told you there's a better way? One that gets you in.
Or it could have been because it was in New York. And all that New York, all the media from around the world is in New York right now. And if they knew LeBron James was going to be at that Met Gala, everybody from the entire media, because the Met Gala was at night, not during the court session, would have went over to the Met Gala and they would have asked tons of questions, or at least tried to LeBron James about Sean Diddy Combs. And what a better way to avoid that? By using that knee, sending your wife, and you're not even going over it. Because again, come May the 12th, when the trial starts, the prosecution has already stated that they have 2 people they're going to start off with on the first day. And the third person is going to take up the end portion of day 1 and all of day 2. This is the prosecution. The celebrity names, we're going to find out more names. And I tell you guys, all these people have some type of connection, whether or not their names were mentioned in something, passing along, whether they have somebody on videotape. Remember, I'm going to say this again, they got all of the videotapes from Diddy's home. They got all of the audios. They got all of the messages. They got his iCloud. His lawyer even talked about it in the filings. See, if you didn't go read those filings pre-trial, those filings that were hundreds of pages long, 30, 40, 25, 50 pages long, where they gave you the layout, because people come on YouTube and just say dumb stuff in the comments. It's stupidity. Oh man, I haven't seen any evidence. I haven't seen any evidence.
Look, not going to be long with this video. When the feds want to, they got you. They pretty much got this case. There's a lot of witnesses got to come forward, and I won't be shocked. There's 190 witnesses. I won't be shocked that there will be more witnesses coming forward. Celebrities, names that is going to shock you, like Tony Buzzy said. So pretty much, man, we're gonna wrap this video up, man. I didn't want to bring this video out too long for you guys, but yeah, we're gonna pretty much wrap it up because yeah, trial will be underway May 12th. So yes, just please subscribe, for more content updates. So that's pretty much that I have. So we're gonna pretty much wrap it up. Thank you guys for tuning in though. Yeah, if I have any more updates, man, I'm gonna share it. Yeah, man, these names, man, Tony Buzzy says it's gonna shock you, man. Over 190 names. And I'm quite sure it's gonna be more witnesses in this case. So, roll the clip for a little bit and then we're gonna have to end this live.
But then these same jabronis will sit up here crying. So, oh man, the casting tape, man, they destroyed the case, man. They killed the case, man. It's not right. Hold on. You same hoes, you same stripping hoes will come on here and cry and talk about, man, I ain't seen no evidence against this. I ain't seen no evidence. But then you'll cry that the casting tape was leaked. Isn't that what y'all want? Make up your mind. Do you want to see evidence about the situation or not? What is that evidence of, Ticket? That isn't evidence of anything. He ain't being charged with that thing. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Paperwork party. Indictment. Zoom. Count one. Racketeering conspiracy. The grand jury charges. He was charged with that. And if you just did a simple read of the paperwork, where you have all these people like DJ Vladimir running around here running his mouth. I don't know what Diddy's being charged with. I don't know what Diddy's being charged with. Asking all, it's just, I don't know. You know what Diddy's being charged with? You read the paperwork, man. It's right there. Count one. It's literally on page one of the indictment. What he's being charged with. I've never heard of a one-man Rico. I've never heard of that before. Did you read the other paperwork? Well, they said that all of his co-defendants have flipped on this nigga to give testimony in exchange for a proffer agreement. Meaning that they weren't stupid enough to stand beside this fool. They're all testifying against him. And they've all agreed to proffer agreements. It's in the paperwork. Read the filings. They've already let you know.
Now that's That's a lot of information. That's a lot of pages to go through, man. Really, man, this is it, man. I just think it's over for Diddy, man. You got all these witnesses coming forward, and I won't be surprised that there's more witnesses in this case, man. So this pretty much we have, man. Giving you guys this latest updates. But yeah, we're gonna cover more of this, man, once this trial gets underway. So pretty much that's all I have, you guys. Please subscribe to this channel, share this video. Big shout out to Ticket again, man. Man, I recommend you guys to visit Ticket's, subscribe to his channel over there, man. Yeah, man, that's pretty much I have, man. But you guys make sure you guys stay updated, man, for more content. I'm out.